there some energy in this room today, ladies and gentlemen? Friday. Oh, we got a lot of good stuff. A lot of funny things going on here in the studio. Tell you that much. Welcome back inside the glass box that is the South Point Studios. The show we do is called Punchlines. The punch is for the jokes. The line is for the folks, ... who love to gamble. That's probably you watching the show. We're happy you're here. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And today's show, I hope Ryan and I have as much fun as Philly outfielder Brandon Marsh watching himself on the Jumbotron, AHA style. So there you go. Probably the greatest video of all time. I think if you looked it up, it's probably...
Actually, it's top 5.
Top 5. It's in the top 5. Anyway, there's the fanatic. He's doing the dance. So look at that. He's walking out to play center field, or right field, left field, outfield, Brandon Marsh. Anyway, he looked up. He's laughing at it. And he hit a homer last night as the Phillies completed a sweep of the LA Dodgers. Sorry, Paul, I had to mention that. Behind the glass, nobody today. All right, lads, so later today on the show, behind the glass, he's like that meme that pops up in your social media feed that makes you laugh and you share it with friends and they say, that's awesome. Well, so is our producer, the awesome Ryan McCormick, everybody. Hey, Ryan, what is on our show's feed today?
Yay, Frank.
Hey, no, too late.
Well, we will be talking a little more about the Dodgers getting swept.
Yes.
I am wearing my Cubbies jerseys because they swept...
They swept the Orioles.
The Orioles. Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
So they maybe not...
Are they still in the basement?
Yeah.
The Cubs are, right.
Still,
but it's like bottom. One game between Pirates, Cubs, Reds.
Yeah. This series, if they win this series against the Cardinals, they won't be sellers.
I hope you do. I hate St. Louis more than any other baseball team.
They also, need to bring... Anyway, on the show today, we have our That's Crazies. We've got picks at 12:36, of course. We've got a bunch of good posts with punchlines looking at stuff in the baseball world, stuff in the football world. We've also got... And is this funny?
Oh, is this funny?
Yes. For all the punchies to chime in and let us know what you think of the video.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why there's so much laughter at the top of the show and smack talk, you guys will decide today, is that funny? This is a feature we did once before with the Michael Jordan walk.
Which wasn't funny.
Which people seem to think was funny. Alex White, who will be back next week, if people are wondering. She'll be back next week on Wednesday and Friday. The Michael Jordan walk was funny. We have another one.
I think Punchy said no.
What's that?
The Punchy said no on that one.
Yeah, they did.
Exactly, yeah. They
said it was funny.
No, JR said no.
Look, JR's not everything. I love JR. Okay. Does it mean JR said it right now?
But we also have a couple on this dates. One of which was a special tag from Joey B.
Yeah, we do. And by the way, so listen, we want to involve you guys today. As Ryan said, picks at 12:36. We have Chris Andrews. Oh, by the way, Chris Andrews will be on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Who's a sportsbook director right behind us. So we don't have like one of our usual co-hosts since Alex is off, but we want you guys today to give us some of your picks. So go ahead and start entering them now at 12:36 after Ryan and I have a pick. Ryan, do you have a pick today?
I will not, no.
He's abstaining. All right. I have a pick, and last night I lost. I had... you
had the under.
Yeah,
for the first
it was
time
11-0.
in forever.
Yeah, because the Angels didn't hit, but all of a sudden Seattle figured out how to score runs. So thanks a lot, guys.
That rookie pitcher theory did not...
What's that?
That rookie pitcher theory did not pan out.
Didn't work that time. Sometimes it does. So anyway, get your picks in now. Put them in the live chat. We'll read a couple on. We might even have a video from a fan later on. It's very hot here in Las Vegas, by the way. Let's just point that out. It's so hot in Vegas. Ryan, what's the temperature outside here in Las Vegas? I have 109 on my phone.
It's flames outside.
It's flames outside. Let's take a look. Let's take a live shot. We have a live camera outside. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen. The Strat is in danger of being burned down. And the Sphere, well, that explains it. The Sphere is actually a sun. And it's ridiculously hot. Now, you grew up here. Is this not, I think it was confirmed yesterday by Parles, this is the biggest heat wave ever.
Yeah, this is the longest stretch of days over 110. Yeah, it's not fun.
Well,
it's never been fun.
And I looked at my phone, and I went to the 10-day, and you scroll, you go, fitted it like that, and it's all
triple digits. Yeah.
Well over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And again, I made that mistake of, trying to touch my steering wheel in my car.
Yeah, you need a sunshade.
I need a sun shield. I know, and they're like $10 on Amazon. I got to get one of those. All right, so remember, guys, get your picks in now. We'd like to show a comedy clip or a cool clip today. This one, it's only a week away from today that the NCAA 25 is released. Again, we're going to talk about this next week. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff. We are going to predict the over-under on how much it grosses the first day. I still think it's close to $1 billion. You think less because it's a niche game.
Yeah.
Parles went way under. We'll find out. We'll find out next week. Anyway, so ladies, if you're watching, you're going to lose your boyfriends or husbands next weekend because they are going to be playing that. Sean, did you get your system yet? When's it come?
Yeah, they actually had a negotiation.
Caden has the PS5?
Yeah.
And are you going to rent it or try to buy it? And why, Caden, do you not want your PS5 anymore?
Just doesn't play it.
Yeah, outgrew it. 21 years old, but Sean wants it. All right. Wow, keep us abreast of the negotiations on this PS5. I want to know. Anyway, here's a little video we thought was kind of funny. So here we go. Man actually had a funeral for NCAA 14. And that's a PS3?
That is a PS3.
Now, Sean, what's wrong with the PS4? You can't play the new NCAA. Oh, you can only play it on the PS5?
You can only play it on the new gens, yeah. So the Xbox X
right,
and the PS5. So
they used to make all those games, right? Well, probably because it's probably got more stuff to it. Anyway, the guy buried it. Pretty funny. All right, so what are we doing? Is the cat coming out? Are we bringing the cat out? Cat out of the bag?
Cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. Let's do it. It's time for That's Crazy. Let's see how loud Ann can get with the meow. Here we go. Stand by.
That's crazy.
You might want to go to the vet. You might want to have the cat checked. By the way, I've never noticed the clacking of the keyboard afterwards because we're usually laughing at the meowing. Does he click on the key? Was that new?
No.
The keyboard clicking?
That's OG.
I was always laughing at your meows. So anyway, all right, lines of the night. I think you should go first, Ryan.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yes, that's crazy. Sorry.
So mine goes to those Phillies who swept the Dodgers in Philly. It was the first time that they've done so since 2008, which also happened to be the year that they won the World Series.
They sure did.
So could they possibly be the team of destiny? They're around 4-1 if you look at them on futures. Probably a little shorter. I think tied with the Dodgers as the favorite. But they are up, I think, now 9 in the NL East. They're the first team to 60. Biggest run differential in Major League Baseball, only team with a 650 plus win percentage, and have the best win percentage against teams that are over 500. So they are beating the best teams in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, they are good, but I mean, you feel like are they peaking too soon? I mean, there's going to be a swoon. It's just natural. Like September, they're probably going to have a big lead. They're going to swoon a little, but they know how to turn it on for the playoffs.
I think it may come here after the All-Star game.
You think right after the All-Star game?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think Alec Boehm is going to have...
He's going to screw up his swing.
Yeah, he's not going to have the same kind of swing.
Harper's going to pull something.
Yeah, that one, he's coming off an injury. Schwarber looked good. They both did good coming off injury.
Schwarber's a June guy, not a July guy.
Coming after this All-Star break is where they're going to kind of be comfortable.
They will have a swoon. I don't think Atlanta's going to catch them. They will win that division.
Yeah,
and it's going to be one of those things where they're going to be up 7-8 games late September. They're going to rest some guys, and I hate when that happens because it always happens.
Yeah, then they get cold.
The hot team. Look at Arizona.
Yeah, take days off while the wild card teams get to keep playing.
Oh, what could you imagine if it was a Keystone wild card? If the Paul Skenes had it? Well, we'll talk about Paul Skenes. We'll talk about Paul Skenes right now, actually. For my That's Crazy. If you follow sports, if you follow baseball, Paul Skenes right now is the hottest name. He's probably the best pitcher in baseball right now. And the kid is a 22-year-old rookie. So he's the first pitcher with 7 strikeouts in at least 10 of his first 11 career starts. He's never left a game trailing. And look at these first half stats, as you can see on the screen. 66 innings, only 13 walks, 89 strikeouts, an ERA under 2. The league is hitting barely over the Mendoza line. And his average fastball velocity, 99 miles an hour. He's the best. He's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
I've never done that. I just Caleb Williams it. He's the best pitcher. And of course, the big story I woke up to, there was a rumor on the one site in Pittsburgh I follow. Rumblings. He's starting the All-Star game.
Yes, he is.
I think yesterday, come on. 7 no-hit innings yesterday. They pulled him, which was the right move. They won the game 1-0. Brought in Aroldis Chapman. It made me nervous. But Colin Holderman gave up 2. Combined no-hitters, they don't thrill me. But Paul Skenes is starting the All-Star game, which the schedule, it worked out fine. And then he can pitch next Saturday, as Jeff Parles was saying. Yep. Make sure you watch Sports by the Book with Jeff. And
Alex gets back tomorrow.
What's that?
Alex gets back tomorrow.
She'll be back tomorrow on the show.
She'll be back on Sports
All right.
tomorrow.
While I'm packing up, I'll watch that show. And Skenes also, I saw something before the show up there with Nolan Ryan, the only pitchers to do something twice in a season. What was it? Do you remember?
To have a no-hitter over 6 innings.
And 11 strikeouts. And he's already in Nolan Ryan territory. Now, everyone's telling me, be wary of Mark Pryor, Kerry Wood, 2 Chicago pitchers who were throwing heat. Kerry Wood had that 20 strikeout game, which I watched on WGN against the Astros, was a better performance than a no-hitter. And that's what a lot of people saw. I think he gave up 1 hit, struck out 20.
I think so.
And then Kerry Wood had but if you look at Kerry Wood was not the best physical specimen you've ever seen. Sure. A little heavy. Paul Skenes has that workout regimen he does. He throws the football like you and I have talked about or at least seen. He's got that. It's filled with water, right? That thing he does up top.
Yeah, the kind of like
Hydra thing.
Hiking thing. Part of his routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hey.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Guy's the best pitcher in baseball. Hey, Pirates, lock him up to just give him $300 or $400 million right now.
There was another stat about Skenes.
Yeah.
So in the modern era, I think it's either since 1901 or 1961. He is the only pitcher to have 2 road starts over the course of his entire career.
Yeah.
Where he struck out 10 plus batters, walked no more than 1, and didn't allow a hit. He's been in the majors for 2 months.
That's the best line. He's been in the major for 2 months. And that's OptaStats. That's another one we've been using a lot, right?
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Add them to the rotation of Jay Cooder, Brooks, and Sarah Langs. Sarah Langs, plural, right?
Yep. We'll also have a new guy in the rotation later today. New addition to the crew.
There you go. New Edition made a lot of good music videos. Not as good as Aha. Aha probably made the best music videos of all time, right? And? Wonder. No, they had a James Bond theme. They did From a View to a Kill, too. Okay. No, From a View to a Kill was Duran Duran. No one gives a crap. All right, here we go. Today, it's an anniversary. It's on this day in sports. We want to talk about this. 2 things happened on July 12th. Now, we're going to go back. I can't believe this. It's 30 years ago, Three River Stadium. The All-Star Game, Major League Baseball All-Star Game was played in Pittsburgh. I was there as a young man drinking several beers, ladies and gentlemen. And the National League won, which one of the most famous endings. That's Moisés Alou, who the Pirates lost in a Rule 5 draft to Montreal. Hits one into the gap. Jim Leland, Pirates manager coaching third, sends Tony Cookie Gwynn home. Gwynn with the slide. Pudge can't block it. He was upset. It's an All-Star game. The umpire had to let them go. Game's over. No extra innings. But he was saved. Leland runs, hugs Gwynn. Jason Beret, I believe, was the pitcher for the White Sox. But an unbelievable lineup. There was tons of Hall of Famers that I got to see in the home run derby and see this game on the turf at Three Rivers. But Moisés Alou with the game-winning hit. And all everyone wanted to talk about was that Jim Leland sent Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn wasn't Tony Gwynn wasn't, you're a Padre fan. It wasn't in the best shape. But Leland's like, hey, it's an All-Star game. Send him. And he sent him, and he scored. But I was there, and that was one of my happiest moments in my baseball life right there because I was 10 when they won the World Series, and it might never happen again. But also, now we love to involve our people here, our chat room. Mark Fidrich liked numbers. Yes, Mark the Bird Fidrich, Tommy just brought up. He actually started the All-Star game. He was one of the few rookies. Hideo Nomo, I believe in 95, was the last rookie to start an All-Star game. Don Stenhouse in 1962, who I wasn't familiar with. I know. And there's one more. Nomo, Stenhouse, Skenes. What's the other one? Give me the team.
I'm not sure, but it was in 81.
Oh, Fernando. Yeah, Fernando Valenzuela. The Dodgers. Fernando Mania, baby. Okay, so anyway, Joey B tagged Ryan and I both on Twitter/X, whatever you call it. So anytime we get tagged and someone has an idea for something on the show, we want to use it. So Joey B, who big fan of the show and Sports by the Book, he reminded us that we could bring Chris in after when he comes in to talk about this. Disco Demolition Night at Comiskey Park. There was a DJ, madman, something. He wanted to destroy all these disco records, so he invited fans to come to Comiskey.
It's 8.
And bring their disco records. They put them in a big box with dynamite and exploded it. Caused a riot in Chicago. People stormed the field. And who is that guy? Is that him?
No.
Who is that?
Disco, bad.
Oh,
bad.
my God. Is that that's Sandler, the Zohan?
Yeah.
So you're taking one generation to another. There you go. We're melding. We're building bridges.
Get it, though.
What's that?
I didn't.
Is it funny? Should we put that in? Is it funny? We're saving that. Anyway, yeah. So, Disco Demolition Night, Comiskey Park. They had to forfeit the second game of the doubleheader. And don't you two? I don't need you two.
No, I was just that was Caden's graphic.
Oh, was it? Okay,
yeah,
very
Caden
good,
put that one together.
Well, with the hat backwards, Caden, I didn't even realize it was you, man. It's like a different person. But anyway, Disco Demolition Night. Comiskey Park did all that stuff. Bill Veeck, they did Nickel Beer Night, which also was all right. Was it that or Cleveland? It was Chicago, I think. Anyway, so thank you. Joey B, who's always watching the show. We appreciate you tipping us off on that day in sports. Speaking of the dates, it is July 12th, 2024, and it's National French Fry Day, World Kebab Day, Pecan Pie Day, National Eat Your Jell-O Day, and Etch-a-Sketch Day. Ryan, did you ever have an Etch-a-Sketch?
I did.
You did?
I did.
It's a universal toy. So, ladies and gentlemen, we put him in the AI machine. Here comes the sound effect. And it's also Brock Lesnar's birthday. MMA guy. Here's what we came up with. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Brock Lesnar with kebabs.
I think those are all steak kebabs.
Those are all steak. Well, it's protein. You got to train. I see French fries. I don't know if you should be eating those. But kebabs, Brock Lesnar. Where's the pecan pie? Is there a pie there? Oh, it's on the side. Oh, yeah, there's
in
the
that
pecan
front
pie.
corner. Yeah.
But no Etch-a-Sketch.
Which also looks like a steak.
Top left?
He's in the Etch-a-Sketch. That top left.
Someone drew him in the Etch-a-Sketch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people mention the World Days. No one puts them and combines them with the celebrity. We're one of a kind here on South Point. All right, very good. And today is 100 shows ago. We didn't do one yesterday. We were excited about this one. We had Esther Steinberg, who's a very funny comedian, who lives here in Vegas. She's married to Noah Gardenswartz, who we will get on the show, both of them again. And she came in and she killed it. And if I remember correct, Ann, standing ovation from Ann after Esther's performance. And she had this funny story about Tom Brady, She's All That, and growing up in Tampa Bay, Florida. 100 episodes ago. No, you're from Tampa. Are you a Buccaneers fan or do you not care?
I don't care, but I have a theory about the Buccaneers and the winning quarterback.
Tom Brady.
So Tom Brady is like, oh, he's the greatest. And then somehow he joined Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is ridiculous. And it reminds me of the movie She's All That.
Right.
Where everyone makes a bet with like the super hot quarterback, and he's so hot that he's like, I bet you could turn any loser girl into a homecoming queen. Yeah. So he goes, and they're like, okay, what about the Jets? They're like, oh, the Jets are terrible. He's like, what about the Jaguars? No, and they're like, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's like, come on. And then he joins the team, gets it, and then he's like, okay, I'm retired. I'm done. He won.
Yeah, he won.
And everyone in Tampa's like, yeah, we're the champs.
Yeah.
Go Bucks. And then one day they're going to find out it was a bet. And they're going to make, we're a bet. That's what we are. Tampa Bay is a bet.
I know. Esther, she was tremendous. Ann is laughing again. And you gave her a standing ovation. We're going to try to get her back sooner than you may think. Moisey Salou, grandpa's name is Bob. Bobaloo. You did it again to me, Keith Lyle. Lucky, I know you're saying I had one song. No, I corrected myself. The James Bond theme they did was Living Daylights. If Bob was watching, Bob Dell was watching. It was a terrible Bond theme and a terrible Bond movie, but it was kind of a hit. It was a terrible movie. Terrible. There's terrible hit songs, right? Can you think of a hit song that was terrible? The Lumineers. Hey, I hated that song. It was the dumbest song ever to hit number one. Bruce Springsteen never had a number one song, but the Lumineers have one. 100 shows ago. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in the man who makes it all happen. The reason we're here. Right behind us is the Sportsbook. He's the captain of that, ladies and gentlemen. Sportsbook director Chris Andrews is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, guys.
Fresh from vacation.
Yep.
You're back. You got a Penn State shirt on.
I was up at Penn State. I looked for a pirate shirt.
Yeah.
And
they're everywhere, aren't they?
no, not good ones. I wanted a nice a black polo with
collar.
pirates, and even went to the state. Saw one game when I was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Didn't see Skenes pitch.
That was Mitch Keller night. I remember. Yeah.
Anyway, they had a gray one. It was kind of nice.
do a lot of
It was $120
Ridiculous.
for one that I really didn't like that much. So anyway, but I got a Penn State shirt.
Did you go to the store in PNC?
Yeah.
And they didn't have any black ones?
No, they had gray ones. I want a black one.
There's a store across the street by the one parking garage that is the biggest Pittsburgh. It has every sport.
I went in there too.
They didn't really have any?
Not a black one the way I want. I want a polo shirt.
Yeah, all right, we got Penn State.
Oh, by the way, two corrections on
God.
The day, the thing of the day,
Okay.
whatever. Okay, first of all, kebabs were Greek. It's souvlaki.
Oh,
We invented that.
Oh, it's always a
Okay.
Greek correction.
It's always a Greek.
Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Yeah,
not
okay,
Giannis.
all right.
Okay.
And but pecan pie day, and I'm not joking. My wife makes the best pecan pie. Every year at Thanksgiving, we get numerous requests for her pecan pie.
Could be a business. Pam's Pecan Pies.
Yeah.
Pam's Pecan Pies. It's alliterated.
There you go. Okay.
I love it. But also, and by the way, Nickel Beer Night was Cleveland, not Chicago. I said either Chicago or Cleveland.
Yeah.
But Nickel Beer Night doesn't sound like a good idea anywhere. Not at a professional
That was
sporting
a
event.
disaster. Yeah.
Oh my God! Hey, look, they had to bring people in. Keith Lauer remembers Disco Demolition Night. Yeah, New Edition's Mr. Telephone Man is a banger. I mentioned New Edition.
When I was in Pittsburgh, I worked at the Wooden Keg, C.J. Barney's Wooden Keg, right on the pit
I know C.J.
campus.
Barney's. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
right
that.
at the pit camp. Thursday nights, we had quarter well drinks.
Oh wow!
Was not a good idea.
Now, also Hemingway's maybe or one of those bars down there. There was a bar, and I know this is a big college bar thing, and a lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. They used to lock the bathrooms, and it was 25 cents for a pitcher of beer, and it would stay 25 cents for a pitcher of beer until someone had to pee. Until someone had
never
used the
did
restroom.
that one.
Yeah, until someone had used this might have been at Penn State, but I was there for one of them. My buddy Donna, it was Penn State. It was Penn
Oh,
State.
my God.
So they would lock the bathroom doors until that first person had to use the bathroom, and when they did, they'd get booed and whatever, and then beer went up to the regular price, which was probably $1.50. Who knows?
Yeah, back in those days.
I mean, yeah.
What was that night called?
What night?
Did it have a name?
It was like lock the bathroom door
It
night.
wasn't like diaper night.
Yeah,
I think
pee your pants night or.
It depends.
Oh.
Wait, what happened?
Depends or wait, what happened? Is it funny? We'll find out. So anyway, Chris, baseball. I mean, Paul Skenes starting the All-Star Game. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Ladder bus.
You'll have now that you know the starters. How does the All-Star Game betting work?
Not that much action.
Right, not
Yeah,
that much.
really,
Right,
not
because it's an
really.
exhibition, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like the old days. I grew up when the All-Star Game actually meant something.
Yeah.
Like Parker throwing out. Who did he throw out at the
He
plate?
threw out Brian Downing.
Oh, Brian Downing.
Greg
yeah.
Nettles hit it. He threw Brian Downing out on the throw.
Or
in
Pete
Seattle.
Rose ending.
Bob Fosse. Ray Fosse.
Ray Fosse.
Bob Fosse's a choreographer. Jazz hands. No,
That
Ray
would've been a
Fosse.
little easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean those games meant something. Now they really don't.
They don't, and I don't. Ryan and I showed the uniforms they make them wear. Why? Just let them wear their own uniforms.
I know, yeah.
It makes me so angry. So the home run derby, though, I mean, that's always
Do
fun.
a
to
little
watch.
business on that.
Do a little on that. Is probably Pete Alonso's probably favored right now, right?
Yes.
That was Jeff's pick of the day yesterday. He likes Alonso to win his third to tie Ken Griffey Jr. Now, I want to talk about baseball gambling because you wanted to go through something with us
Well,
today.
listen, I know, right now we're kind of, we're slow really until football season. And I just had a thing that some sharp guys bet me in baseball. I was going to share with our guys. I was explaining it to Ann. She's
Right.
like, you sure you want to tell the...
Giving
and
away
I
the
says, well, here's, there was an article about me in something this last week, and the title was "Don't Ever Cry for the Bookmaker." So, we're going to be fine.
We're fine.
But if guys are, first of all, I want to reward anybody listening to this show. They deserve a little perk.
All right, so this is good. So
and I'm dead
punchies and
serious
regular
here.
gamblers.
I mean, there's guys. I mean, I watch these guys. They bet me this one pattern, and they've done really well over the years. And what it is in baseball.
depends.
Okay, stop and think about it for a second. Baseball's a 9-inning game, right?
Correct.
Okay, 18 half innings, right? Wrong. It's
Could be 17.
It could be 7.
and a half,
Well,
right?
what's 1/18th? It's like 5.6%.
Okay.
Okay, that's big in gambling.
Okay.
I mean, like our theoretical hold is only like 4.5%, 5%.
And what is
for
that?
everything.
Theoretic, that whatever you
Well,
say.
let's say two guys. say two. You bet 110 on one side, and Ryan bets 110 on the other side. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. So we handled $220.
Correct.
You get back 210, whoever wins. So we made $10.
Right.
10 out of 220. That's like 4.5%.
Okay.
Okay, so that's like what we're working on. By the way, bookmakers have done okay over the years.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
The lights are still on.
Yeah. So this is like, so if you can get that little advantage, that can work in your favor. Now, what the way, and I know a guy, and I was talking to a couple of guys on a thread yesterday, Hal Kulik, who's passed away now, but a Vegas guy, and any of you old timers listen, Hungry Hal is what we knew him as, and he deserved that name. But this was Hal. He was the first one I saw do it like pretty much like all the time.
Okay.
And he mostly bet baseball. Probably 90% of his action was on baseball. And after baseball season, he'd go to Italy for a couple months until baseball season rolled around again. I mean, believe me, he was very successful.
So what was it
doing
what he
Here's
was doing?
the
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
Okay, so if the home team is ahead, right, they don't bat in the bottom of the ninth.
Correct.
So then that's half an inning.
Right.
Well, usually totals are like, 8.5, let's say. So it's about half a run.
Yeah.
Something like that. I
Okay.
mean, vague. So if you score 1 run per inning, that'd be 9. So if you cut out half an inning, that's like half a run. So a home team, so you parlay the home team to the under.
Just their side, just the home team's over under.
Home parlay.
Okay.
Home team to the under. Conversely, if the visitor is going to win, if the visitor is winning, you get that extra at bat in the ninth. So you parlay the visiting team to the over because there's that extra half. Now you can reverse engineer this.
Okay.
Now some guys who are real good baseball bettors and handicappers. I mean, baseball's hard to bet nowadays because It's not like in the old days you'd bet a starting pitcher and
Right.
Steve Carlton was going 8 or 9.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
It's not doesn't work that way anymore. So you really have to follow bullpens and all kind of other stuff now. So if you're not a serious handicapper,
Okay.
and even a serious handicapper, but I'll get back to that in a minute. But if you want just get some action, this doesn't guarantee you're going to knock them
Right.
dead or anything like that, but it gives you like a little bit of a better fighting chance. You can reverse engineer this. So the biggest mover today was the Angels,
Okay.
which is a home team.
Against Seattle, right.
Okay. So if you're looking to play this, and I could wait till picks at 12:36,
No,
but we
this
can
is,
repeat
no,
it
do
then.
this now, yeah.
But you would bet like the Angels and under, right? Home team. So if they win, that they don't have. If they're winning, they don't get that extra at bat in the bottom of the ninth. So the parlay in that way. So let's say like if you're not doing your homework, you just want some action. You just
Right.
where was this game moving? You got to figure the wise guys moved it, right? So they moved on the Angels.
Okay.
That game moved about 8 cents, I think, something like that.
What do you have?
Something
It's
like
minus 140, or what do you have it
No,
at?
it was plus
135.
133. What
Oh.
is it now? Plus.
On the Angels,
Yeah.
125.
Okay, so that moved 8 cents.
Okay.
So that's the wise guys are on the Angels. So again, reverse engineering. Like I said, if you don't want to do your homework every day, just wait for the move and say, "Oh, okay." So the Angels are the hot side. I'm going to parlay the Angels to the under. Conversely, if it was a road team and you saw a move on the road team, you'd parlay the road team. And I was looking, the A's got a little move on them. I mean, that'd be a hell of a parlay, really. A's and over.
Oh, in Phil, yeah, and they're playing the best team in baseball right now. Yeah.
That'd be a hell of a parlay. But they
Rangers
do
Suarez
win. I mean,
pitching.
those kind of things. That,
Sure.
I mean, they are going to win a certain amount of games.
Yeah.
So you bet the road team to the over. Now you could reverse engineer it the other way too. If you see a move on the total, let's say you see a total move under, then you could parlay the home team to the under. You see it move to the over, you could bet the road team to the over. It's just, I mean, and like I said, am I giving you like the keys to the mint?
Sure.
No. But I got to tell you, ever since I told Ann, which was about a week ago, that I wanted to talk about this,
Okay.
because, we are in the, there's not much going on besides baseball.
Right.
Not much. So I'm going to give guys a little something to play. And, this is not a bad way to go. Since that time that I told Ann, it's about 50-50.
Okay.
Now, if you can go 50% betting parlays,
Yeah.
you're doing pretty damn good.
Right.
Now, you still have to pick the winner.
Right.
The game's going to go over or under, and either the home team or the road team's going to win. So, but if you could, kind of do a little bit of scouting, a little
Okay.
bit of trying to follow the moves and that sort of thing, you could do okay with this. And like I said, I see guys who bet this all the time.
You can see them coming in, and that's what
I
they're
can see
doing.
them. That's what they bet.
And they just care about a little profit.
Yeah,
and-
like I said, you're going to eke out a small profit. You're not going to knock anything dead.
Right.
But there's that's something that I've been following in baseball really for the last couple years. Really since Hungry Hal was a customer of mine at the Golden Nugget.
Yeah.
And I saw Hungry Hal betting these and he did really well. And it's something that I've followed for years. And you could do well betting it. But like I said, it's not. You're not going to get rich unless you're already rich, you know. But there's a good way to bet. Find some action on a daily basis.
Well, like you said, the Angels game tonight, like Tyler Anderson is going, that's their best pitcher. His ERA is under 3, former Pirate, former Dodger, going to be traded at the deadline. Going against the Mariners, what's his first name? Wu, is it Brendan? No. Brian Wu. His ERA is under 2, so the under looks good, and the Angels got shut out last night.
So a little bit of move on the Angels.
Right.
Then total's low. You can see what do we got? 8 over, I think is what we're running right now. That's fairly low total.
I see 8.
It's 8.
Yeah,
8.
obviously you want to look for the best numbers, no matter what. But it's just a little system that's out there, and you could do fairly well betting that. But again, you still have to pick winners, and it's not like a free pass to a fortune. But it's a good way to bet baseball.
I think it's great, and we have some comments coming in too about that. Ryan, anything on your end over there?
Trying to kind of explain it a little bit. So game goes 9 inning game, 18 half innings.
18 half innings.
Right? So if it's no bottom half, it is then 17 half innings. And if you go math of a half run per half inning, that would place it at 8.5. So if you think the home team if the home team is winning, right, then you go the under because you wouldn't get that extra half to go over. And if the away team is winning, you would get that bottom half, the full 18 innings.
Right.
So you'd go over because you'd get to that 9. So I think that's essentially what you're saying, and that's kind of what I was trying to type to Tommy here.
Yeah, it's a little hard to type out, but I've seen it in action, and it's just not a bad way to bet. And like I said, some guys are out, and if you are a serious baseball bettor, let's say you're betting $1,000 a game.
Okay.
Maybe you want to bet, 900 on your side that you like, and then maybe throw in $100 parlay, with your side to the total. I mean, or maybe you want to bet a nickel on each thing. I mean, it's up to you. But I've seen guys be very successful betting with this specific pattern.
How active is live betting in baseball?
Not that much.
And this can't really apply to that, right?
No, not from what I have right now.
Okay.
No. But that is something to keep in mind. You always have that extra half inning that's either going to be or not be, one way or the other.
And who was saying that? Dean Hill was saying players make so much money, the teams don't want the players to get hurt, so they don't play as hard as they used to. You don't see guys going in hard sliding much anymore. Or, I don't know. That's possibly true.
I think he was talking about the
Yeah. Oh, is he talking about the All-Star Game? Well, that's definitely true. But I feel like that might be something too. Guys don't want to slide. The sliding. I don't know why they can't teach sliding anymore. I see the worst slides every day. It's like the fundamentals are gone from baseball.
Trey Turner needs to put on a clinic.
Who's that?
Trey Turner. You seen the videos of his slides?
He's amazing.
Yeah, like the smoothest slide in baseball.
Really?
I love Trey. Yeah. And did you see that clip of him in college? Was it against UNC where he stole home, but the ump wasn't even paying attention and called him out?
I'm not sure.
There's a clip of Trey Turner. They're like, he was so good at stealing home in college that the umpire wasn't expecting it. So he comes in, the pitcher's not really giving him attention at third. And he definitely scored safe, but the umpire he calls him out. And it was against North Carolina who did Trey Turner play for? I'm assuming it was an ACC team, maybe State. I don't know.
It was State.
It was NC State? Okay. I don't know if we can show the clip, but if you want to look at it, stay on YouTube after the show, look up Trey Turner steals home. But he's clearly safe, and the umpire had to call him out because he wasn't expecting how good he was in the slide. But
it was against Carolina.
What's that?
It was against Carolina.
Yeah, I remember seeing the blue uniform. I've seen the clip a few times pop up.
John Boy has a good breakdown on it.
Who did?
John Boy.
Yeah, there you go. That's where I probably saw it because I follow John Boy. Wait a second. Joey B, roulette table, black or red? What is he asking Chris this?
Yeah, he's saying easier for me.
That's the biggest game right now that's gained more momentum in the last
roulette?
Because black, red, odd, even. Okay.
Now the thing I do like about these roulette, there's one right outside our studio where you can just sit there and play digitally because roulette, instead of reaching across the table and going through all that, you can just do it right here digitally. And the greens, I bet 15 for Nagel. When I first turned 21 was when I met Denny, so I always bet 15, and I used to bet 10 for Cordell Stewart. So 10 and 15 were my two black numbers, right? And that's all I ever bet. But the green also, that's what throws everything off.
Well,
right?
there's
the O and the double O.
Yeah, the O and the double O, yeah.
All right. Now, speaking of casinos, if I can shift gears for 1 second, we decided to go over to the Mirage last night to check out the action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know it closes next week.
The 16th?
The 16th or 17th.
So that's in a couple days, yeah.
Went over there. It's free parking, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, they have heavy-duty cops there with, all the gear and the guns. A lot of them. The presence is heavy. Now, the slot machines, people are waiting in line, and there's people screaming at people who aren't playing because they're waiting for the it is crazy because of this 1.6 million they have to give away.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've seen videos online, but I'm just telling you, half the machines are dark, and then there's 300 or 400 of them still on, and people waiting and ready to jump in. It's crazy over there. It was something I've never seen anything like it, and just so many armed guards and cops and people with tempers that are very short. And this guy Vegas Pauly C, who I know Ryan doesn't love, he's saying if you play between 258 and 3. Because we're supposed to jump on, you have to have at least one spin by 3 because that's when they're giving away 40. There's all these people trying to figure it out. I don't understand it, but I don't know. The Mirage, there you go.
A lot of you guys, Ann might know, but the Mirage changed this whole town.
Yeah, Jimmy kind of popped in and mentioned something about that.
They changed this whole town. Well, it was the first mega resort. Okay. You had the Dolphins and,
You had Siegfried and Roy there too, right?
Siegfried and Roy, multiple restaurants and all that other stuff. I was talking to Michael last night. He says, you got to remember, back in the day, casinos didn't really have like a dinner house. They had a coffee shop,
Right.
and that was it. You had the dinner show.
Okay.
You know, you'd see Don Rickles or Dean Martin. There was a dinner show. That was dinner. That was it. That's all. But anyway, when the Mirage came in, they also changed kind of a financial structure because now, and not so much the South Point,
Okay.
but a lot of other places, everything has to be a moneymaker. Everything.
Wow.
You know, from every restaurant. You know, all that. That's why you don't see too many buffets in town.
Right.
You don't see any $1.50 hot dogs in town.
Only here.
There's a lot of other things, you know, that, you know, Michael Gaughan still is still old school. You see 6-5 blackjack,
Right.
where we have 3-2, which is the way it's always been.
Yeah.
You know, you have to pay for parking. You have to pay for valet. That the Mirage really changed the whole structure of how Vegas works financially.
Wow. Interesting.
So a
Sad to
lot
see
of
it
good
go.
and a lot of not so good.
I used to stay at the Mirage all the time, and I
love
always
the Mirage,
Yeah.
you know.
And there was a Carnegie. What was the was it the Carnegie Deli or was
Carnegie
it?
Deli. Yeah.
Oh my God, the pastrami sandwich
Yeah.
was this big. It was
Yeah.
4 meals. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's 12:36. Perfect timing to wrap up the talk about the Mirage. Picks at 12:36, and let's hear the tune. Crank it.
Punchline picks at 12:36.
Thank you, Sean. By the way, the Mirage is closing for I think 3 years and will become a Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Is that the plan? But
A couple
3
years.
Yeah, a couple years. They always seem to get ahead of schedule, it seems. But anyway, picks at 12:36. Now, we asked fans if you wanted to write in. Do we have any fan picks on there, Ryan, that you've been monitoring?
Well, we had a over in the Cubbies-Cardinals game and Toronto plus 104, according to Tommy from Kevin.
All right, Tommy. Oh, Belenkoff picks. Okay, Kevin's been on fire lately. Hit a parlay.
Right.
Hit a 5-gamer
He's
last
pretty
week.
good. Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He's good.
He knows his stuff. I last night took my first under ever, or at least on this show, I believe. So I'm going back to over, and it's the Rangers and Astros. The reason this is a big series this weekend because, as we know, the Rangers are the world champs and the Astros, they hate each other. These two teams hate each other. Both chasing Seattle right now. Houston's hot right now. They're 5 games over 500 after being under 500 all year. And what I saw is these teams, both in their last 10 games, are like 8-2, and they're both hitting close to 300. So I'm actually going to take an over. What do we have that at the South Point right now? About 8.5?
It is a solid 8.
Solid 8. And again, American League games, to see this used to be, you'd never see 8s anymore.
Very rarely.
Very rarely. And everything's like trending to 8, 8.5.
Well, yeah, the league is batting like, what, 235 or
It's
something
insane.
like that?
Well, we keep talking about the Seattle Mariners being in first place, and their team batting average is around 217.
Yeah.
They're above the Mendoza line, which Brendan Gaughan brought up the other day. He's like, how do you know that? I'm like, grew up in Pittsburgh. It's Mario Mendoza was
Are
a
you
Pirate.
kidding me?
His baseball card with the big glasses, come on, it was one of the best cards to have because he looked so strange. And he had a great glove, but he could barely hit. So anyway, I'm going to take the over. I'm going back to the overs. So that's my pick. 14-10 in my last 24 or so. So I need to get back on the winning track here.
We do have JR in the comments saying that he does like the under tonight in that game that you tried last night. Mariners at Angels. It's a flat 8.
Yeah.
Put a little juice to the over here at the South Point.
Okay.
So under 8.5 for JR. And then Keith likes the Red Sox to beat the Royals tonight in Boston. If you like the money line with the Red Sox, it is an even $1.
See, we like having you guys involved. All right, we also have a fan
Put
video.
together some parlays with those.
Put
picks.
some parlays together right there.
I
and
got
then
my pick, Angels and under.
Angels in the under. You got one from Chris Andrews right here. Rarely will the sportsbook director come on and give you a way he thinks is a reliable way or a good system.
I mean, really, like I said, any
seen it in
listeners,
action.
watchers deserve a little bonus.
All right, there you go. And it's a Friday, so what would a Friday be without a Reno Paul pick? Reno Paul really enjoys doing these, and he gives a nice, thorough explanation as to what he's taken. So let's go ahead and take it. Paul's picks. Let's do it.
What's up? It's your boy
He's got
Reno
his-
Paul on another hot Friday, but I'll tell you what, I cannot wait until next week when the weather becomes the Dallas Cowboys and peaks in the 90s. Speaking of things that make you go, what is going on with the Dodgers? They just cannot seem to win a game. My instinct tells me I should hammer them tonight against Detroit, but I'm also reminded that you never want to bet a team to snap a losing streak, so I'm fading the Dodgers a little bit tonight. My focus shifts ahead to next week to the All-Star Game, where I put together a little four-legger for you, including all All-Stars. Top of the list, Ranger Suarez, one of 4 Philly pitchers selected to the All-Star Game and one of 7 overall Phillies selected to the All-Star Game. I think he wants to show up and show out tonight. His 5.5 strikeouts sounds like a good play to me. The next on my list is my boy Teoscar Hernandez. I think he goes yard tonight. to show them boys in the home run derby that he is not to be messed with. Also, the leading vote getter for the American League, Aaron Judge, he had the lowest odds this evening at about 150 to 185, depending on where you look, to hit a home run tonight. So I like him as well. And speaking of which, getting back in the swing of things, Bryce Harper, I like his overs on 1.5 total hits. Now, if you put all this into one parlay, you're looking at about plus 7,600. $10 pays you $760. But I'm going to throw a little round robin at it and play the 2s and the 3s. You're still looking plus 1,800 to 3,200, depending on how you do it. I'm not going to do a full cover, but what it does is it gives me a little bit less of a sweat, and I like the way those play out. Well, I'll tell you what, I got 5 fingers, but I only need 3 to tell you to have a great weekend.
So Joey B in the comments asking Chris's thoughts on the UNLV football wins and losses this year. Their win total is a 7.5.
Well, it sounds like a pretty good number, but one thing we do at the South Point, we just to be a little different, we do conference season win totals.
Oh, okay.
Just to be different. I started during COVID because you never knew what they were going to cancel and not cancel, and I just kind of kept with it because it just makes us a little bit different.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I had it in my notes here. Next week, so today's Friday.
Friday.
Next week, a week from today, we're going to have games of the year.
Oh.
We have 100 of them.
Wow, already. Okay, cool.
We'll have games of the year. And then the following week, we'll have conference season win totals. So I haven't actually done them yet, so I don't know. But UNLV, that sounds about right. I think they're going to be okay this year. We have a lot of UNLV games in the games of the year.
Excellent.
We were going through them this year just now, and Ashley, setting them all up. Boy, you have UNLV an awful lot. I mean, people were high on them, and they had a great year, and let's get them up on the board and see what people think.
And named the other day their play-by-play man for college football.
So proud of him.
Matt
really.
Everett, man. We're so happy for Matt.
Oh, gosh. Good
that
for
means
him.
we're going to see less of Matt, or is he can still come in on Tuesdays, or no?
Something
this
for us
work?
to figure out.
What's that?
Something for us to figure
Something
out.
to figure out.
But
there's
games are
figure it out.
Saturdays, so.
Yeah, exactly. They don't play on Tuesdays.
Oh,
Get in
he's
here.
terrific, man.
Yeah,
I'm
Matt's
glad.
great. We're very
Good
happy
him.
for Matt. UNLV. That was from who was wondering that? Joey B?
Joey B, yeah.
Paul, great job. Thank you for sending that in. Make sure you wrote those all down. They threw a graphic up there for you, Paul. That was official. So we were talking about Mario Mendoza on the commercial. You wanted to tell him. Oh, wait, I think I know this story. This is when you were on the date. You've told this story.
Yeah, and I saw her last week.
Oh, you did not?
I saw her last week, yeah.
Just to recap, you're on a date with a girl. You wanted to stay in the car.
I mean, there's 2 outs, bottom of the 9th.
Right.
I think men were on 2nd and 3rd. We're playing the Phillies. We're down by a run. Mendoza's up. And I said, well, I'm going to listen to this bat. Well, I'm going in the house. I was going to walk her to the door. We did that back in the day.
Classy.
I said, well, I want to listen to this bat. Well, I'm going inside. I'm going to listen to this bat. Well, I'm going to go inside. I'll see, all right, I'm listening to this at bat. All I can tell you, she goes inside. Mendoza gets a hit, drives in 2 runs. We beat the Phillies. So
Never happens again.
I did see her last week. Nice girl, but we never went out again.
You didn't mention that story again.
I didn't.
Okay. All right, it's time to sound the horn, and it's time for posts with punchlines.
We can. It's in post.
Well, yeah. I thought it was within a post.
Yeah.
It's a post within a post.
Segment within post.
Segment within a post. Sound the horn, and P. Hit that P. All right, time for post with punchlines, ladies and gentlemen. There's that picture of me. And some boxing gloves. Oh, boxing gloves. Kind of apropos, isn't it?
Yeah, you getting
A little bit
smashed?
of a battle. All right, I'm going to do this straight-faced. We have a clip. We did this last week with the Michael Jordan walk. That was hysterical. So this is a segment, Chris, called, and he can vote on this. He has no idea what's going on. Is this funny? This is a new thing we're doing, the second time we've done it. And we're going to do a poll. Is that correct? We are going to do a poll. Is this clip funny? It comes from the world of Wimbledon, which is going on over in London town.
Championship on Sunday.
Championship. We have an Italian. Vinny, there's an Italian girl. Paoli, something like that. Paulina. And then she's going against a girl whose name I
can't pronounce.
Doesn't mean she's not a good player or maybe win. So anyway, we have a little tennis clip. Ladies and gentlemen, is this funny or not?
Krejcikova.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's two people in the studio that opposed their views on. Is that funny? Yes or no? So, Paul, go ahead. Oh, it's already 100% one way. Oh, wait. Oh, it's ticking. All right. So, anyway, we're going to get back to that. We will check back in a few minutes, correct?
Yeah, Keith in the comments saying that is awesome, especially at Wimbledon.
Whoa. Well, wait a second.
Chris, ask Chris.
Oh, so Chris, what do you think?
Hilarious. That was hilarious. You know, come on. You got to have a little fun in life. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was great.
Name one of those players that you just said.
Oh, come on. Don't give me that crap. I can't name a lot of things. I'm lucky I know my own name half the time.
Actually,
yeah, that was
retired
hilarious.
players.
What's that? There were retired players.
Yeah, retired
Oh, so it's people
players.
not even in peak physical shape running around hitting a ball. Oh, okay.
You know,
Invitational.
almost like the All-Star Game.
Zing. All right, so I feel like Keith Lyle's in on something. I know it. I feel like it.
No.
Chris Andrews, how big is the
Keith Lyle's
puppy
in
now?
on it.
Joey B wanted to know.
Big enough
Blue.
that she woke me up twice last night and I didn't kill her.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're going to get back to the voting later on that. Very funny clip. Maybe to some people. Some not. All right, what's next? Let's go
All
on to
right,
post.
so yes, now we move to baseball.
Yeah, we're gonna. This isn't about. This is just amazing. This
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Chris will
so
like this.
we give out our hump day homer picks, and
Yep.
betting a home run prop is pretty popular.
We love to bet
in
on home run
baseball.
props.
So somebody at the Diamondbacks game last night, which
At
happened
the
to be the only run scored.
It was the only run. It was a 1-0 game. Eugenio Suarez hit this homer.
This guy had a $50 bet to win 400 or win 350, collect 400, and he ended up catching the ball.
He gets the ball. Is that not amazing?
That is amazing.
That is, and look, he's binoculars on. He's trying to see how far it went. 1-0 game, only run in the game. Guy had $50 on it, won 400.
Good for him.
That's like, I don't know what the odds are on that. Well, we have a guy that.
That's why my title on that one was like cashing a lottery ticket.
I was going to say like cashing a lottery ticket. Now that's funny because it's a real sport with Americans.
You're saying non-American sports aren't real sports?
Nope. I don't watch those.
Jerry, that's a clip.
What's that?
I said, Jerry, that's a clip.
Jerry has a clip of what?
Jerry, that is a clip.
Oh, nope, that won't make the montage. All right, hold on. All right, so that's unbelievable. We're staying in baseball, right?
Yeah, staying with homers. Cal Raleigh had another 2-home run night last night. It was also
Raleigh
the second
does.
time in 3 games that he homered
He's
from
unbelievable.
each side of the plate.
Yeah.
Always impressive.
It's the 3rd time in his career homering from both sides of the plate. And the Mariners posted it and said they're going to have to make a 3rd side of the plate for Cal.
Nah. I mean, let's be honest though. The left-handed one barely made it into that low fence in that corner of Anaheim. But no, it's impressive. What's his nickname again?
Big dumper.
And it's again. Now that's funny.
They're all funny. You're nailing it.
I've seen guys do that in a game, hit one from each side of the plate. Brian Reynolds, I saw do. It's always an amazing feat.
Yeah.
How
How many times does Mickey Mantle do it, I wonder?
It's a good question. Mickey Mantle had to have done it a ton. I'm trying to
sure
think
did
who
it
would
a
be your Howard Johnson did it a lot. Remember Howard Johnson when I was a kid?
Yeah, jeez.
Played for the Mets. I remember him up there.
Yeah.
He had a 30-30 season, that guy.
Did he?
He had a 30-homer, 30-steal season. Can you look that up, actually, if you can, please, Ryan? Most games with homers from each side of the plate.
I'd say got to be Mickey Mantle.
Mantle's got to be up there. Mantle, who else? Switch
Pete
hitting.
Rose switch hit, but he wasn't a home
Yeah,
run
but who's
hitter.
like a power hitter, right? There's one guy that we're just absent-minded on right now.
Yeah.
We're not thinking of.
Was Josh Hamilton a...
No, he was just a lefty, I
Yeah.
think. That's a good question. Maybe someone in the Keith Lyle's feverishly also Googling. Let's see here. Same coaching staff for UNLV. Yeah, that's a good point, Ryan. Plus Kate's Corner. Best milkshakes in town. Everyone keeps talking about Kate's Corner's milkshakes as the best in town.
They're great, yeah.
Yeah, they're very good. All right, we'll move on.
Steak
what
and
is
shake
it?
ain't bad
I
either.
think I got it.
Steak and shake's good.
Mark Teixeira did it 14 times.
Wow.
Whoa.
Nick Swisher did it 14 times.
Wow.
Nick Swisher.
Carlos Beltran did it 12. Eddie Murray did it 11.
Eddie Murray is
Eddie
a guy.
Murray,
Yeah.
okay.
Chili Davis 11 times.
Greg Vonnie's friend. Vonnie loves Chili Davis.
Mickey Mantle did it 10 times.
That's all. Wow.
Yeah, you would have thought more.
Ken Camandini.
Ken Caminiti.
Did it 10 times. And Tony Clark did it 10 times.
Tony
Clark,
Clark. He's
wow.
not a player. I think he's the baseball union rep. Tony Clark, I believe. He's fighting for players' rights. Mantle, 10 times. Ken Caminiti
Executive
Eddie Murray, I
director.
forgot
of
about
Yeah,
that.
Eddie Murray's in the Hall
Yep.
of Fame. Never led the league in homers, but 500 homers, 3,000 hits. What was that? Ken Caminiti? Did it with the
No.
Padres? Or?
Tony Clark.
Oh, Tony Clark, he is-
executive director of the Players Association.
That's it. That's what I thought. Yeah, he's
Did you ever
bad.
see the Ken Caminiti throw from third base?
Yeah.
That's common on YouTube. You see.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Ken Caminiti, who unfortunately has passed away, but got caught. He was a big steroid guy. He won the MVP one year. It was kind of tainted. I forget who finished behind him, and they were kind of mad. They were like, clearly, like everyone knew he was kind of cheating, but it wasn't illegal back then. It wasn't illegal. All right. What do we shift into next? Staying in baseball, right?
Yeah, staying in baseball. This
We
time
love this
going
kid.
to Cincinnati. Someone that made their major league debut in this last series, Rhys Hines, who we talked about a couple days ago, is the first player, or the only player in the modern era to have 6+ extra base hits and 2+ steals in a single series at any point of their rookie season.
Mitchell Page.
Mitchell Page was the
Mitchell,
only
former
other
Pirate.
player.
Exactly. Wow, this kid. I mean, the other day it was 5, right? He's
Yeah.
adding on to his own record.
Wow.
I'm shocked. Mitchell Page. I had his baseball card, Oakland A's, and I turned it over, and they got him from the Pirates.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be. He was going to be like a
No,
huge,
he was. Yeah. Yeah.
big player. Never happened, but
He was pretty good.
Yeah,
but,
he was pretty good. But he was a Pirate. I know.
Yeah.
Mitchell Page. Wow, that's awesome.
Don't forget back at that time who the Pirates have at first base. Bob Robertson and Al Oliver splitting
Right.
time.
Jesus, yeah.
It's hard to break into that
I
line.
wonder who they got. That wasn't involved in the Chuck Tanner, Manny Sanguian trade.
Oh, I don't know.
The Pirates
Because I
traded
think
for-
Rick Langford might have been.
Langford,
He
yeah.
might have been involved in that same trade.
That sounds about right.
One of the biggest bets, my first kind of big bet that I made. Langford going against Nolan Ryan.
Oh wow.
Nolan was at his peak. I was working at the Stars at the time. We closed the game. Ryan minus $5, Langford
God.
plus $4. And I remember telling my boss, I said, I don't know if he can win, but I'm telling you, Langford ain't bad.
Yeah.
Langford beat him, I think 2-0.
Rick Langford also, I want to say, would go complete. He'd pitch 9 innings.
Oh,
And
they're each going 9.
right.
Forget
And
about
in the early 80s, and I think that's when Billy Martin was managing
Yeah.
the A's, right? Billy, he wore out like all that whole starting rotation.
I kind of got hip to them early, which I always kind of liked the A's because of that. I was betting baseball a lot, and it was all pitchers back in the day.
Right.
I remember betting Matt Keogh one day.
Yeah.
And I think he went 14.
14 innings?
14 innings and won like 3-2 or 2, one of those deals. But he did, and you didn't hear much of Matt Keogh after that. Brian Kingman had
Kingman. I was trying to think of
20-some losses.
But
and
I thought
actually
Keogh
wasn't
did it,
bad.
too. Kingman
Keogh might have done it too.
He did. But Brian Kingman, I think he lost like 20 games in a row
Lost
or
20,
something.
Yeah, something like that.
But if a pitcher loses 20 games, I always say he has to be good to lose 20 in a row.
Well, not necessarily if Billy Martin's your manager.
He did not use the bullpen. He would let these guys go 200-300 innings a year.
I'm sure we could find that game. But Matt Keogh, I want to say 79 or 80, maybe 81. Matt Keogh went 14 innings.
Rick Langford, Jesus. Anything? Or what you were saying?
We had a question from Joey B in the comments.
Joey B?
Did Chris know the real Sam Rothstein from the movie Casino?
No. Oh, the real Sam Roth?
Yeah.
Frank Rosenthal.
Oh, yeah, I knew. Yeah. No,
And also
I knew he was.
Nicky
yeah.
Spilatro, who Joe
But
Pesci played.
he was Ace Rothstein.
In the movie, they made him Ace.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think he went by Ace for real, though.
No, it was Lefty Rosenthal.
There you go, yeah. They changed. Yeah, it was Ace in the movie. And then Joe Pesci's character in your book.
Yeah,
you mentioned that
I saw him.
Yeah, there you go.
I knew his brother.
Okay. Scary people. Okay, anyway, moving on. Ryan, we were talking about starting pitchers going 9-14 innings, but let's talk bullpens, right?
Yeah. So kind of to the point of
Here's some bulls.
over-unders when we get to that end of the inning or end of the game. So the best bullpens preventing inherited runners from scoring. So when there's a runner on base and you change pitchers, the best team in baseball at preventing runs to score is the Guardians. They prevented
There you go.
only 29 runs have been scored in 125 instances when a new pitcher has come in with a runner on base. The worst team at nullifying runners is the Minnesota Twins. They've allowed 48 runs of their 103 instances. So they chart kind of the 3 AL Central teams are the top 3 teams: Guardians, Tigers, and Royals.
Now, speaking of relief pitchers, do you know who has the record, the best record, win-loss record. And,
winning percentage, yes.
Yeah, it's Elroy Face.
Face of the
Now,
past.
when I had my own website and I was struggling, trying to get back into business, I interviewed Elroy because I knew a guy who
He went
knew him.
18-1 one year.
18-1. And
Yeah.
I think he might have lost. I can't remember. He lost like the first or the last game. But I think so. I got to interview him. I was, at his house and everything else. And he told me one funny thing. He said, so back in the day at Forbes Field, these guys weren't making much money. They were like,
They had
like $20,000 a
yeah,
year, And he was a carpenter in the
Richie
offseason.
Hebner, Doug Graves.
Yeah.
in the
So
offseason.
anyway, he made a deal with the guy at this gas station in Oakland, Pittsburgh, the
Okay.
Oakland section. of
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Guy says, you could park here for free until you lose a game. He won 18 straight. He says,
That's
I
excellent.
because I essentially parked there free. They didn't have park. I mean, just the whole thing was so different.
Matt Keogh, top 10 starts in Oakland A's history. Matt Keogh goes 14 innings, May 17th, 1980.
Okay.
14 innings, two runs, 1 earned, 5 hits, 8 Ks, 6 walks. There you go, Matt Keogh.
Yeah, in 1980. I knew it was right around there, yeah.
And then I think it was that Brian Kingman guy who lost
He lost 23. He might have been 23 even that one year.
ridiculous. My favorite stat ever was Phil Necro, the year he won 20 and lost 20.
Yeah.
He was like 21-20. The knuckleballer. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Anything, Ryan, or do you want to move on? Or do you
Yeah, I was
Okay, cool. I didn't know you were jumping on. Oh, speaking of
pitching.
softball. Yeah, right.
So Jenny Finch, former U.S.
Olympic gold medalist, yeah.
Who is married to Casey Daigle, have a son who is now in high school, A prospect, looking to go to college, but he is 6. What does it say?
6'8".
6'8". So
Jeez.
towering.
He looks like
kid.
Tyler Glass now.
Throws between mid 80s fastball, low 70s slider, and a high 70s changeup. But pitching runs in the family, clearly.
Yeah, she was.
Jenny Finch. She was tough.
Wasn't she?
yeah.
I mean, before social media, she'd be huge right now. I'm just unbelievable pitcher. And then we were talking about this before the show, Ryan. She would pitch against major league ball players. Like Albert Pujols, she struck out, and like she'd strike it because these guys are like, I'm not going near that. And they're just like whiffing at it. I do, if anyone knows a female softball player that can throw like that hard, I do want to step into the box once.
Well, I was coaching girls high school, off season, not the high school team, but off season. My daughter was playing. So we had this one girl. I mean, she was like a little thing, but man, she could really throw. So finally says, I got a bat against this girl. I got a couple.
You made contact.
I made contact, but I got to tell you right now, it was a challenge. Let me tell you. And
It's
is
different.
20 years ago. I was obviously much younger.
I love it.
So 11 of 14 votes.
I
say
see
the
it.
Wimbledon clip is funny.
All right, Ryan thought the Wimbledon thing was funny. I did not. I didn't think it was that funny. What?
I thought it was funny.
Caden? You are lying to me. You said you didn't think it was funny.
It's entertaining. It's
Not funny, but entertaining.
It's funny.
All right, I'm now okay.
Get
All
the
right.
stick out of you.
I just all right. It's one camera angle. Just oh, by the way, it's not long enough either. Okay. All right, we have a few more here. Am I correct?
Yeah, so now going to football.
Shift into football.
From
There
one
you
Hall
go.
of Fame athlete in Jenny Finch to another Hall of Fame athlete in Julius Peppers. So he was given his gold jacket I think last night. So Golden Pepper.
Look how cool they deliver this too. So it's in a giant box.
Wow.
And then you can tell, we can't really see, but you can see it's like hung up on a hanger, which is not surprised. But look how it's like, so it's like, look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Wow.
This is how, Ryan, you need one of these boxes to bring your sport jackets to work.
Well, that's more travel-wise.
Travel-wise, yeah. Well,
That way it doesn't
in your
crease.
truck. You could put it on the floor of the passenger. Oh, no, there's no room down there. There's no water bottle.
I've got the hangers, the arm thing.
Oh, fancy truck. Anyway, Julius Peppers. I was in a sports bar in San Diego, California, watching the NFL draft. Carolina drafted him. He was in the top 3. And a guy next to me goes, "What a horrible pick." I said, "No." I said, "The guy's awesome. He's going to be fantastic." I can't even remember where he went to college, Julius Peppers.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, UNC boy. There you
Tar
go.
Heel, yeah.
But anyway, guy's like a horrible pick. I'm like, no, he's going to be great. Was he top 3?
Let me look.
Julius Peppers was top 3.
Second overall
There you go.
in the 2002 draft.
Who went ahead of him in the 2002? Let me think. 2002.
Michael Vick?
Ooh. 2002 draft. This
By
is
the way,
called
we're not
Dead
going to
Air.
mention
No.
Hank Wilson.
Hack Wilson. Oh,
Didn't he die? It was his anniversary of his death.
oh no, we
yesterday.
did. Oh, I know you sent that to me. Yeah, that was. Do you want to talk about the extra RBI?
Well,
again?
yeah, well, he got 190 RBIs, and he said he played drunk half the time. He
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"I see 3 balls coming at me, and I try to hit the one in the
Hit
middle."
the one in the middle. Still, that record will never be broken. 190 RBIs.
That's
in
gonna be
here.
tough.
But again, we both were going back and forth. They added an RBI to his
Yeah.
total 40 years after his
Yeah, so
death.
the guy's been dead for 40 years. He's still got an RBI.
Another RBI. Yeah, very good. Way to go, Hack. Yeah, that record will never be broken. Frank, after the show, put a few dollars on the four horse in race 7 at Saratoga. Take the 9 to the 3. Mini Dar's throwing out horse picks. I love it. We're going to run over and do these. Brother of a current player, David Carr. Good clue.
Yeah.
David Carr went number 1. That was the expansion year for the Houston Texans out of Fresno State. And I remember back then it was like
he went to Fresno.
He went to Fresno State. Yeah, he did. That was not a great pick then. And, well, the other thing,
they beat the hell out.
I was going
going
to say he got sacked more than he might have got sacked more than any quarterback I think in history. Rough going. But anyway, you want to talk about tough divisions, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
What's the toughest division in football?
The AFC North.
AFC North on top.
Record-wise, the last 3 years, the AFC North has the best record and best win percentage in the National Football League.
Yeah, look at that. So there's the AFC North versus teams individually. All the teams over 500. Could be this. I don't know. Again, they're all good teams, right? This season, the Steelers made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. All 4 teams last year were above 500.
Yeah, which it never happened again, I don't think, in a 4-division league.
And in case anybody forgot or wants to say that the Bengals record is wrong, they did have that game canceled against
Buffalo.
the Bills.
Damar
So
Hamlin,
that is why they are 1 game shy of everybody else.
Wait, Keith Lawson, Mitchell Page's mom is named Turnda. Turnda Page. Oh, you're not kidding me again. You got me on Babalu, and you got me on 2. Jets. Come on, Tommy. What are you talking about?
Well,
all right.
Talking about Jets.
Yeah, see that?
Kind of flights. Yeah. The Southeastern Conference now has an official sponsor.
The SEC.
Of the official airline sponsor.
It's Southwest.
And it's Southwest. So,
well, aren't half the teams playing in the West, or is that the Big Ten? I get them all confused. But yeah, that's very strange.
Yeah, so they are now adding new routes for the USC LSU game in Vegas. Bama versus Wisconsin in week 3, Tennessee, Oklahoma in week 4, and Georgia at Texas in week 8.
You know, okay, you're getting into credit cards. I'm not getting into credit. Get the Southwest one. Isn't that what you were talking about? Because you get the companion pass. That's a good thing. Just saw a story. Do you remember United Airlines? They would offer these lifetime passes, or these airlines used to do this. It was the first thing Mark Cuban did when he got all his millions. He bought an American airline lifetime thing, and the airlines realized it's a big mistake. There was a guy he just like gave it back. He just relinquished it for $510,000 in the 80s. He bought 2 first-class tickets at any time, and he could fly anywhere in the world. And he ended up flying like 40 million miles. The value of it turns into millions and millions of dollars. They loved him though.
Wasn't that the George Clooney movie?
Yeah,
Up in the Air,
thin air, up in the
up in the air,
up in the air. That's such a good movie too.
That was a good movie.
Anna Kendrick and Sophia, the other girl. Into the air.
Up in the air.
Up in the air. It was up in the air. Great movie. But no, yeah, it's kind of like that. But this guy finally like retired from flying, and United Airlines was like, thank God this guy's been, because he could get 2 tickets to anywhere. He took a friend for lunch to Australia. Fly to Australia, have lunch, and fly back. He would do stuff like that.
That's a 40-some-hour trip.
It's free. And they probably got food the whole time on the plane.
Sure
anyway,
they did, yeah.
I don't know how we got onto airlines. Anything else? That was the last post, or
one final thing.
Yeah.
At the ESPYs last night.
On her own island.
Asia Wilson won the Female Athlete of the Year. So, yeah.
Did you put that volleyball there?
On her own line. Caden put this one together.
Excellent job.
But we shared the idea on the Wilson.
She's on fire.
Yeah, Asia Wilson is on her own island.
She really is. I mean,
good for her.
She's the only other woman I'll really tune in if I see a game. It's an ace. Well, I watch the Aces because it's the Aces and we're local, but I do like to watch her play. And of course, Caitlin Clark. But the ESPYs were last night. Were you aware of that? Nope. No one was. They used to do it on the. I swear they used to do it the day after the All-Star game.
Then in the All-Star break.
Yeah, they used to do it. Now they did it a little early. I don't know why, but oh well. All right. So what's the results? The final results?
That was the final results. It was funny. 11 of 14.
78%.
As a professional comedian in the room, I did not think it was funny, but that's okay. We can have these differences. Ryan and I were texting feverishly last night. Kudos to you on that clip.
You're just wrong. I mean,
Oh my God. Why do I feel like the show's going to end? You got, and you guys were like, it sucked. We were in on it. We just wanted to screw with you. Go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up a great week. Thank you for saying tremendous shows all week. It was awesome. Make sure you follow and subscribe and do all that stuff. We have a blast doing this show. And we want to thank you guys in the punchy community in there because you guys do a tremendous job. You keep us entertained. Ryan does a great job monitoring it. I like to look over and sometimes I'm behind. But you guys are phenomenal. So keep it up. Share and save the show. What? Huh? What did I say? Why are you smirking? Are you smirking with the Wimbledon clip?
No.
Did I say something erroneous?
Your phrasing, yeah.
Damn it! Hate to end the week that. We'll be back on Monday with a surprise guest host and 200 shows a week from Monday. 200th episode. And what surprises are you working on? Got them? You want to tell me? Nope? Okay. Punchlines live in Nevada every show.